Hello to all my average level allies and mediocre amigos out there, and welcome back to Average Level Gaming, the only place where you can stay informed on all the latest in gaming without the ego that comes with AdSense. Because we're poor. In case you live in a cave, or you hate fighting games, Arc System Works, the company behind 2D titles like Blaze Blue and Dragon Ball FighterZ, has released the 8th entry into their main series with Guilty Gear Strive. As the de facto fighting game expert of the group, I am obviously the only person qualified enough to talk about this game at length. That and, well, nobody else wants to play with me, so. Anyway, I'm Anthony, otherwise known as Shoop, and today we talk Guilty Gear Strive. I've got a lot to go over in this review, but I'll start at the top with the art style. You know, I actually made this with my feet. Arc System Works absolutely thrives on the anime style in fighting games, and they really hit their stride here. Huge positive for me is that all the characters visually stand out from one another. Having unique characters with a roster of this size is a necessity, and the developers definitely understood this. They doubled down on executing this with not only the art style, but with the gameplay, which I'll get into later. In fights, you'll notice a switch between the 2D style and the 3D cutscenes during the super moves and stage transitions, and it all just flows really well. In my opinion, the art department is flexing hard here, and they deserve to. I never felt like it took away from the matches themselves. It adds a level of grandeur to them, if anything, and they just look awesome. You'll notice I did that in training, and that's because no one online would let me land that move at all. It all adds into a great visual experience, and it doesn't stop there because the 3D animation really shines in the story. God, I wish I could read. So the story mode might be the only negative I have for this game, which is great, because I hate it. The story is a bit different from the Norman fighting games, as there are 0 playable parts in it. It is essentially a 4-hour cutscene chopped up into 8 chapters, and they really only break it up because they want you to take a 10-minute break in between, but out of pure frustration and my need for content, I said forget all that, and I watched it with 0 breaks, and it's pure nonsense. There's like magic and warriors and cyborgs and gods, and then this guy who is all of that. He's beautifully named Soul Bad Guy, even though he's the protagonist of the series, because even the names don't get to make sense. The plot itself I can only describe as an anime version of like White House Down, and as much as I hate it, I will admit it has my favorite cutscene in any game, and I'll just let it speak for itself.
Any chance there's another route?
Could we use that?
You sure?
He's the tallest president we've ever had.
No. Dude, what is this? Oh, no way. But apparently all of this, within the context of the series, makes perfect sense. However, I, like many newcomers, have never seen any of the previous stories. But not to worry, for the devs have us covered with GG World, a simple tool that very easily regales us with all of the old narratives that led up to Strive. No! 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 Honestly, at a certain point I'm just whining. You know, the story has some redeemable qualities. The goofy writing makes for, you know, some mild enjoyment. But realistically, you can just skip the whole thing if you're here for the gameplay. Ooh, this is my favorite part. Listen up, alright? I know what you're here for, because it's exactly what I'm here for. And let me tell you something right now.
It's pretty darn good, brother.
Starting off with a positive, this game is easily the most beginner-friendly I've seen in any fighter for a number of reasons. The combat is freeform and open to developing your own combos, which makes for a solid learning curve. And there are plenty of tools to help you along that learning curve as well. First and foremost being the dojo. This is a super useful feature that's basically a standard inclusion for fighting games, and there's really not that much that's new here except for this. So this little angel in the corner tracks your directional input and will also show a streak behind that input, like so, when moving it quickly. And it is so good for practicing special moves that I honestly can't believe this isn't in more fighting games. It's been implemented in a few of Strive's predecessors, and for me it's essential because seeing where your input goes wrong like this will make a staggering difference when you're practicing. So good on you, Arc Boys. Another great feature is the Roman Cancel, a one-button special ability that slows down time and allows for some really easy juggling and combo setups. It does take away from your tension bar, which is typically used for your super awesome moves, but it is simple, it's effective, and it is way too much fun to use. I mean, seriously, watch this. For defense, you have what's called a Psychic Burst, which allows you to simply say nope to your opponent when they're beating your face in. It also has a very easy input and its own separate resource bar on screen, but you need to use it sparingly, as the bar refills quite slowly. Utilizing the Psychic Burst effectively can make or break a match no matter what floor you're on, but especially so as you make your way up. Ooh, the floors, by the way, are easily the best part of the online experience. Guys, I bought a fight stick and I'm still stuck at the bottom. What the The ranked format for this game is so refreshing. So the game puts you on a starting floor, depending on your shown level of skill, and from there you can move up or down based on how you perform. The two important things here that I think really set the system in place apart from the norm are that for one, you can't play floors below the one you're given unless you suck and the game recognizes that you suck, at which point you'll be appropriately demoted, as I have been many times. The other part that's especially nice, though, is you can play in floors above the one you're placed in at any time. The game warns you that this might not be a great idea, but if you either want to take on some more difficult opponents for fun, or your ego demands that you play on expert at all times, you have that option. It's super fun, and for me it not only helped record some humbling limit tests, but it taught me some more advanced techniques people use like animation canceling during combos. For the record, I still have no idea how to do it, but I'm now aware that it exists. The netcode is also really solid, which is kind of a double-edged sword, because while you won't have to worry about being disconnected during a good match, you can no longer blame a loss on lag. My mental personally is in shambles, but capturing online footage was easy, so I guess it's worth it, right? Additionally, if you don't want to play games that matter, but still want to challenge yourself, there's always the offline option of arcade, or, my personal pick, the park. The park allows you to play casual online games, so whether you want to test out a new character or just have some good old-fashioned fun, it's perfect for both. But don't expect me to respect you as a person if you take park matches seriously, because nobody wants to try hard in their rec league. I mean, all jokes aside, when it comes to playing online, I can't think of a single bad thing to say. Okay, yes, that's annoying, but it doesn't really happen all that often, and alright, it does. It does it every time you start the game, but eventually I'm sure that this game sucks. I'm only here for the music time. Huh? This isn't the reason you started playing this game, but it will quickly become the reason you can't stop. The music in this game is simply outstanding, with every character receiving their own theme song. And although some fall short, looking at you, Axel, the tracks still feel just as unique as the characters they represent, not to mention the opening themes are absolute bangers as well. We here at ALG can't afford the copyright strikes that come with playing the music because, you know, poor, but do yourself a favor, pause the video right now, look up the Potemkin theme, and after you finish tearing down the government and seizing the means of production, come back here and recognize just how good that song alone is. Man, I wish I could play it right now. It'd make for the perfect conclusion. What's that? We're almost done? Oh, thank God. Overall, do I think you should play this game? Yes. Do I think you should play it even if fighters aren't normally your style? Yes, especially if they aren't. Now, do I think you should pay $60 for it? Yes. I think you should be happy to have the privilege to do so. The folks over at Arc System Works put a lot of time and effort into making this a quality purchase, and they aren't stopping anytime soon. The first of 5 characters currently slated to join the roster just dropped this past week, and Gold Lewis Dickinson is everything Captain America isn't in the best way possible. Seriously, don't miss your opportunity to get in on the action, because I wholeheartedly believe you will regret not playing this game. That's all for now. See ya. Secret second outro. I'm doing another one because the first one was too short. What's up, everybody? You thought we were done here, but we're not. It's me, Anthony. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I, as well as everybody here at ALG, appreciate every single view, like, everything that you guys have given us so far. Special thanks to the love and support that we got from the Muck Boys out there, showing mad love on the speedrun video. I think we're almost at like 2,000 views as of the time I'm recording this, which is honestly just nuts. We're overjoyed at the positive feedback, and I can guarantee that if you left a comment on that video, Jason has not only read it, but has told us all about it over the past couple of weeks. So what's next? We've got a lot more coming your way in the form of speedruns, reviews, and some other dope content that we've got on the horizon. So if you're here now, please don't go anywhere. Please don't go anywhere. Because we need you for AdSense. We also stream on Twitch, both separately and together. I'll leave everybody's links in the description, so if you'd like to catch us live at some point, you can drop by and say hello. We're excited to keep this thing going until we inevitably crash and burn, but until then, we'll be right here, striving to be consistent, fun, and unapologetically average. Till next time, when hopefully someone else does an intro like this, we'll be seeing you. Peace.